Marriage is hard. Divorce is hard. Choose your hard. Obesity is hard. Being fit is hard. Choose your hard. Being in debt is hard. Being financially disciplined is hard. Choose your hard. Starting a business is hard. Working a 9 to 5 day job is hard. Choose your hard. Life will never be easy, but you can choose your hard. Choose wisely. I just recently found this caption in a social media post, and I thought I'd share it with you because it brought up, I guess, a theme to me in a sense that we often go through life and think it is meant to be easy. And when it's not easy and it's a bit difficult, then life's unfair. But that is an illusion. Welcome back to the Joyful Mate podcast. I'm your host, Anthony Harcher, your Joyful Journey mentor. The purpose of this podcast is take you on a journey of joy, fulfillment, and happiness. And this episode is on choosing your hard. I've just read that insightful bit of piece around there is difficulty in everything we do because if you think about life, we are constantly encountering new things. New things are difficult. New things are going to be hard. And that is life. So we live in an illusion thinking that life's meant to be easy. The only way things get a bit easier is once we've conquered the challenge or conquered the hard. We've actually been through it. But then we go into the next problem, next challenge, or next hard. And so if we see life as a constant growth, and that's what I refer to as challenge and hard, is growing, because you're becoming in that sense of growing. Every time you encounter something new or uncertain and you work through that challenge, it now becomes easier, right? So as that passage shared, divorce is hard, but so is marriage. And it only gets easier the more we persist through it. Too often in society today, once something gets a bit difficult, we give up because we have this illusion or fantasy that life's meant to be easy. But in actual fact, that is where the growth is when we persevere and we work through what is challenging to us. If we run away from problems, we keep running into the same problem because it is there to help us navigate through something new and uncertain. And so this brings up the whole thing around uncertainty. Of course, everything new and everything we haven't encountered before is uncertain because we haven't encountered it. So this is, when we constantly talk about, this people wanting control or certainty, the only sense of control and certainty we have is being in the now, is being present, because in the now we can control the next action. However, we can't control the future, which is many actions ahead of us because there's so many variables. There's so many conditions that could change. And so we can't predict the future. All we can do is control the action we're taking in the present moment. So choose wisely, as the piece said. So choose your hard, choose wisely. And so what it's referring to is making sure that you're doing things that are most important to you because you are more willing to endure that hard, more willing to endure that challenge when it's important to you. When it's not important to you, then you want to delegate that challenge or hard. For example, IT issues. We all encounter IT issues, technology issues. If you like solving technology issues, you will look forward to the technology challenge. Oh, this is a challenge. I can't wait. I'm going to work my way through this and sort it out. However, if you don't like it, by persisting through that challenge, it's just going to make you more frustrated. So the challenges that aren't important to you, get someone who is an expert in that area to support you through that challenge. And so for me, I love health challenges and I'm constantly challenged by my health. It's amazing. And that's life too, because as our body's aging, we're going to encounter different health challenges. You're never going to be 100% health. There's always going to be some challenge for you around health. And for me, I love taking on and solving health challenges because it's an area that's really important to me. So I'll embrace that. I'll do research and I'll seek support and seek expert advice and constantly work harder to solve that health challenge. However, for technology, I can solve basic technology challenges and I'll try to generally do it myself. But if it gets a bit too difficult, then I outsource it. And then I'm not frustrated by that challenge. It's not an area that's important to me. So therefore, I'm not keen to dig deep and become a technology expert because it's not important to me. However, with respect to health, yes. And so you want to embrace the challenges that are important to you. If relationships are important to you and your challenge in your relationship, then get support, seek expert advice, communicate, do these things to really help you navigate through the challenge. However, if that relationship isn't important to you anymore, then it might be worth letting go of that relationship and moving on. And so, yes, we want to choose wisely our hard. We want to choose the hard in the areas that are most important to us. And you'll know those areas because they're areas that you love to do. They make you present. You're present when you're in those areas, when you're doing that stuff, right? When you're doing those things. And they will bring enthusiasm, excitement, and energy, the 3 E's, right? So you'll know those areas. They're areas you love talking about. It's like this podcast. I have no issue doing a podcast every week on this topic, on mental health, because I love mental health. I love doing the research. I have no trouble talking about it, as you can probably see in my episodes. So it's choosing your hard, choosing it wisely, making sure it's in an area that's important to you. If it's not important to you, then delegate it to someone who it is important to, and that they will love the challenge. And yes, you pay for that service, but that's fine because you will become an expert by choosing your hard and becoming a problem solving expert in your hard area. And that will make you wealth. You'll get paid deservingly so for your knowledge in that area that you've mastered the problems in, or there's constant mastery needed in every expertise. However, you're willing to do the work in that area. You're willing to take on the hard because it's important to you, and that's where the growth comes. And you're willing to pursue that growth. So make sure that you're working on problems that are important to you and you're choosing your hard, because life is never going to be easy in the essence that it's always changing and transforming, and you're always encountering new challenges, new problems that you haven't encountered before. The only way things get easy is through mastery and being persistent and consistent. So I'm constantly challenged in every area that's important to me. But I just constantly do the work. It becomes easier the more I do the work. And over time, I end up mastering that problem just to encounter the next problem. So problems will always be there. Challenges will always be there. Hard will always be there. The important point is to choose wisely. And that is making sure you're taking on the challenges and the hard in areas that are important to you. And if they're not important to you, making sure you're delegating that or dumping it or removing it or letting go of it. So that's it for this episode of the Joyful Mate podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're challenged and really needing some help in the mental health space, I can help you. It's an area of mastery for me, and I'd love to serve you. So please click on the discovery link free booking, consultation with me to discuss your hard, and I can let you know how I can help you solve your hard. So thank you for listening. Please share it with others that could value from this insight in terms of, yes, life is hard, life is difficult, life is challenging. However, that is life. And the more we embrace that, the more we will find satisfaction in life. If we live by the illusion that life is meant to be easy, then we're going to feel constantly let down by life. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed it. Please share it with others. Please reach out if you need help. And until next time, continue on your joyful journey.